चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, I offer my respectful obeisances of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayana, Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of the service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And the loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Did I say something else? Okay. Mukham karoti vachalam pangam langayate girim yat kripatam maham vande Shri Guru Dinataranam. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, the deliverer of the fallen soul. His mercy turns a dumb into eloquent speaker and enables the lame to cross the mountains. Chai. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki. So today we'll be reading from Canto 10, chapter 22, verses 18 to 24. 18 to? 18 to 20. And text is 20, right? Okay, yes. Wait. 22. Yeah, I'm here. Let's start reading.
Next reading. And the Supreme Lord saw how the gopis were struck with their embarrassment. He was satisfied by their pure loving affection. Putting their clothes on his shoulder, the Lord smiled and spoke to them with affection.
You girls, Lord Krishna said, you girls bathe naked while executing your vow, and that is certainly an offense against the demigods. To counteract your sin, you should offer obeisances while placing your joint palms above your head. Then you should take back your lower garments.
Thus, the young girls of Vrindavan, considering what Lord Achyuta had told them, accepted that they had suffered fall down from their vow by bathing naked in the river. But they still desired to successfully complete their vows. And since Lord Krishna is himself the ultimate result of all pious activities, they offered their obeisances to him to cleanse away all their sins.
Seeing them bow down like that, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Son of Devaki, gave them back their garments, feeling compassionate towards them and satisfied by their acts.
Although the gopis had been thoroughly cheated, deprived of their modesty, ridiculed and made to act just like the toy dolls, and although their clothing had been stolen, they did not feel at all inimical towards Sri Krishna. Rather, they were simply joyful to have this opportunity to associate with their beloved.
Chai. Thank you. And that's all, right? Okay. Prabhus, we have 3 chairs here. Please feel free to come forward. I'll feel more connected with you all. Come. Come, you can come. And we'll be focusing on verse 20. Okay. Iti achyutena vihitam vrajabala matra vivastra palavanam vratchutam tad purti kamas tad ashesha karmanam sakshat kritam nemur Shakshat kritam nemur avadya mrigyatha.
इति अच्युतेना अभिहिता व्रजबाला
Iti achyutena vihitam vrajabala.
मत्वा विवस्त्रा पलवनां प्रवर्जितम्
Matva vivastra palavanam vratachutam. Tadpurti kamastadashesha karmanam.
साक्षात्कृतं निमुरावत्यमृग्यता
Shakshat kritam nimuravadya mrigyatha.
इति अच्युतेन विहितं व्रजबाला
Itim achyutena vihitam vrajabala.
मत्वा विवस्त्रा प्लवनं कृतचितम्
Matva vivastra palavanam vratachutam. Tadpurti kamastadashesha karmana. Sakshat kritam nemuravadya mrigyatha. Iti achyutena vihitam vrajabala. Matva vivastra plavanam vratachutam. Tatpurti kamastadashesha karmanam. Sakshat kritam nemuravadya mrigyatha. Iti achyutena vihitam vrajabala. Matva vivastra palavan kritam chitam. Tatpurti kamastadashesha karmana. Sakshat kritam nemuravadya mrigyatha. Synonyms. Iti, in these words. Achyutena, by the infallible Supreme Lord. Abhihitam, indicated. Vrajabala, the girls of Raja. Matva, considering. Vivastra, naked. Apalvanam, the bathing. Vrajachutim, a fall down from their vow. Tat Purti, the successful completion of that. Kama, intently desiring. Tat, of that performance. Ashesh Karmanam, and of unlimited other pious activities. Shakshat Kritam, to directly manifest fruit. Nemu, they offer their obeisances. Avadyamrik, the cleanser of all sins. Yata, because. Translation and purport by the disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Let's read it all together. Thus, the young girls of Vrindavan, considering Lord Archita had told them, accepted that they had fall down from their vows by bathing naked in the river. But they still desired to successfully complete their vow. And since Krishna Himself, the ultimate result of all pious activities, they offer their obeisances to Him, cleansing away all their sins. Purport, who would like to read? Aditi.
The transcendental position of Krishna consciousness is clearly described here. The gopis decided that it was better to renounce their so-called family tradition and traditional morality and simply surrender to the Supreme Lord Krishna. This does not mean that the Krishna consciousness movement advocates immoral activities. In fact, the devotees of ISKCON practice the highest standard of restraint and morality. But at the same time, we recognize the transcendental position of Krishna. Lord Krishna is God and therefore has no material desire to enjoy young girls and sexual affairs. As will be seen in this chapter, Lord Krishna was not at all attracted to enjoy the gopis. Rather, he was attracted to their love and wanted to satisfy them.
Thank you. Damayanti.
The greatest offense is to imitate the activities of Lord Krishna. In India, there is a group called Prakriti Sahaja who imitate these affairs of Krishna and try to enjoy naked young girls in the name of worshipping Krishna. The ISKCON movement sternly rejects this mockery of religion because the greatest offense is for a human being to ludicrously imitate the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the ISKCON movement, there are no cheap incarnations, and it is not possible for a devotee of this movement to promote himself to the position of Krishna.
Thank you. Jividaya Prabhu.
500 years ago, Krishna appeared as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who practiced strict celibacy throughout his student life and at the age of 24 took sannyas, a lifelong vow of celibacy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rigidly avoided contact with women in order to carry out his vow of loving service to Krishna. When Krishna personally appeared 5,000 years ago, he exhibited this wonderful pastime, which attract our attention. We should not become envious or shocked when we hear that God can perform such pastimes. Our shock is due to our ignorance because if we try to perform these activities, our body would be afflicted by lust. Lord Krishna, however, is the supreme absolute truth and is therefore never disturbed by any material desire whatsoever. Thus, this incident in which the gopis gave us normal standards of morality and raising their hands to their head, bowed down in compliance with Krishna's order, is an example of pure devotional surrender and not a discrepancy in religious principles.
Who else? Diksha Prabhu.
In fact, the gopis surrender in the perfection of all religion. As Srila Prabhupada describes in Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the gopis were all simple souls, and whatever Krishna said they took to be true. In order to be freed from the wrath of Varuna Dev, as well as to fulfill the desired end of their vows, and ultimately to please their worshipable Lord, Krishna, they immediately obeyed by his order. Thus they became the greatest lovers of Krishna and his most obedient servitors. Nothing can compare with the Krishna consciousness of the gopis. Actually, the gopis did not care for Varuna or any other demigod. They only wanted to satisfy Krishna.
Chaya. Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah. Before starting anything, I would like to offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, unto Srimati Radhika Rani, and unto her beloved Krishna. Further, to the devotees and the devotees of Krishna. It's a beautiful, beautiful pastime. And it is beautifully described by Shukadeva Goswami, by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and by other commentators on Srimad Bhagavatam. Really beautiful pastime, but at the same time very confidential, and at the same time very knowledgeable as well. If we hear it from the right source, from the Mahabhagavata, then we'll get to know more about Krishna and the personality of Godhead. So since this is a really confidential and sensitive topic, Prabhupada actually has recommended that before reading these pastimes of Krishna, we should start by reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So it is a nice, if you have not started reading Srimad Bhagavatam from first canto, it's a nice time to start it, right? So, yeah. We see Krishna is stealing the clothes of Gopi. And if we look from a material point of view, that will be so disturbing. Is he a God? But we have to understand he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's the enjoyer, not us. His Krish Vaishika Prabhu, when he was here, he was quoting this verse again and again. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi. Do you want to continue? Na bhavid grayam indriya sevan mukhe hi jibadyo swayam eva spiriti yada. Can we get it here? Atha Shri Krishna Namadi. Therefore, Shri Krishna's Namadi, name, fame, quality, form, na bhavid grayam indriya. It can never be understood by these false. Yeah, let's read the translation. Who want to read it? Rohan Prabhu?
Therefore, material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities, and pastimes. When a conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness and renders service by using his tongue to chant the Lord's holy name and taste the remnants of the Lord's food, the tongue is purified, and one gradually comes to understand who Krishna really is.
So it can never be understood by the material senses. How it can be understood? Sevan mukhe hi jivadyo. When we become seva unmukh, when we try to serve Krishna. And how do we start serving Krishna? Jivadyo. From our tongue, by chanting, by honoring prasadam. Right? Yeah, 8:30, there's a lot of time. Monal Prabhu yesterday wonderfully explained the transcendental position of Krishna and gopis, and that they are not from this material world. We also have to understand that the relation between them is also transcendental and it cannot be copied. As Prabhupada is stating in the very last, nothing can compare to Krishna consciousness of the gopis. Actually, the gopis did not care for Varuna or any other demigod. They only wanted to satisfy Krishna. So gopis, they were doing this vrata. Katyayani vrata starts after Damodar month, right? So they were worshipping goddess Durga. Why? To get Krishna as their husband. And they were, as usual, they went to Yamuna and they were taking bath. It is also to be understood that taking a bath in Yamuna without any clothes is also an offense. For men, women both. Because Yamuna is women. But then water, who's the god of water? Varuna. Varun Dev, right? So that way, especially their vow was broken because they were in that. What they did, Krishna said, oh, you offer obeisances to Varun Dev. And then, first of all, Krishna told gopis to come out from the water and pay obeisances. And not normally, he said, put your hands on your head and then pay obeisances. From a material point of view, if we see, and even gopis were thinking, there are rules and regulations. Nobody should go naked in front of any, especially opposite gender. Not even in normal gender, I'll say as well, in the same gender, right? So they went out and paid obeisances. Now they were very scared. Why? Because what was their desire for that vrata? They wanted to have Krishna as their husband. But that Krishna only himself is saying that you won't be able to get your fruitified desire, fruits of your vrata. Why? Because you have broken your vrata by bathing like this. So it is mentioned by Acharyas that if we make any mistakes, we should go in front of Krishna and pay obeisances onto him. We get rid of our sins, right? But that has to be heartfelt. So gopis, in the name they are paying obeisances to Varuna or goddess Durga and bowing down in front of them. But from their heart, they are actually bowing down in front of Krishna. Here it is mentioned, Krishna to be the cleanser, Avadyamrak, the cleanser of all the sins. So they paid obeisances. If we make any offenses, we should go to Krishna and pay obeisances. Now again coming back to the same point, Krishna is stealing the clothes of gopis. And Prabhupada is also mentioning here that he is not lustful. But if I'm looking at it from a material point of view, if I have not read first 9 cantos, what I will think, Krishna is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why the 9 cantos are making us understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And even if we do anything, further in the chapters we might read Lord Balaram drinking Varuni. Varuni is considered as an intoxicant. Why is it doing that? Isn't it wrong? It's wrong for ourselves. It's not wrong for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's the supreme enjoyer. He's the supreme proprietor of every single thing. He can do anything and everything he wants. But still, if we see from a material point of view, we have to understand that gopis, they're not only thinking of Krishna as their boyfriend, they're thinking of Krishna as the Supreme Lord as well. He told me to quote some bhajan as well. I'll quote Gopi Ge. Do you want to open? I think it's third or fourth verse. They goes like, Antaratmadrik. Dehina Antaratmadrik, something like this. Yeah, this one. Nakhalu gopika nandano bhavan akhil dehina antaratmadrik. This word is really, we have to focus on these lines of gopis. What are they saying? Nakhalu gopika nandano bhava. Not indeed, Nakhalu, not indeed. Gopika nandano bhava. You are not the son of Yashoda. Who you are? You are Akhil Dehinam Antaratmadrik. Of everyone's body, you are Antaratma. You are the super soul who is present inside. And Drik, you are the seer who is watching everything. Krishna, he doesn't have to particularly come and see what we are doing. Although Jayapataka Swami Maharaj states in some of his lectures that don't think our Gauranitas are just there in the altar. They go in every single room and check what this guy is doing. Are they watching reels or are they studying Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam now? Or are they just uselessly wasting their time? But they don't have to do it because they are Sarvagyata. They know. Mahaprabhu is inside the heart of everyone as Kshirodakshai Vishnu. He knows everything. He doesn't have to come and particularly see. So gopis had firm faith in Krishna that, okay, yeah, he's a Lord. They surrendered. Although from a material point of view, this can be questioned, that how can they go naked in front of this man? But they are the epitome of surrender to Krishna. Mahaprabhu has mentioned multiple times that who is the greatest devotees of Krishna? Who are the greatest devotees? Gopis. One should learn from gopis how to serve. Not to imitate them though, but learn their mood. All ritualistic and all these etiquettes of this samsara, of this world, if they are not coming to the point, if they are not taking us to the point of realizing these two main rules, all the Vedas should be supporting these two rules. And if they are not taking us, then there's no need to follow those rules. What are those two rules? Srila Rupa Goswami Pad says, always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. So what to do about this shame, material people think, oh, what will four people say? They were completely Krishna conscious. And they are showing it to Krishna that, okay, you are Akhil Dehi Namantaratmadik, so we are not afraid. You already know everything. Krishna knows every single thing. He knows how many moles you have on your body. Right? He knows every single thing. There's nothing hidden from Krishna. How many of you have read Bhagavad Gita? How many of you are doing Bhakti Shastri? So in Bhakti Shastri or in Bhagavad Gita, especially in first chapter, when we start, Arjuna addresses Krishna with different names. Can I get any names if you want to? See, he addresses Krishna with different names. Rishikesha, Govinda, Madhusudana. And Prabhupada, every time in the purport he explains, what is the reason Krishna is being, why Arjuna said this? What is the reason Krishna is being expressed as Madhusudana or Govinda or Rishikesha? So here Krishna is mentioned as, in the verse, Achyuta. Achyuta means? Infallible. And achyuta also means, because Sanskrit is a big language, you can break words and make a completely different meaning out of the same thing. So just like how we say, Chuta means fallible, right? Like if I say something, and if it can be wrong, then that's Chuta. But if I say something and it can never be corrected because it's the best opinion, that's Achyuta. Just like how we say Srimad Bhagavatam is Amal Purana. So the word mal means not very purifying. The mal, what should be the exact translation of mal? Dirt. You can say dirt like. But when you put an in front of it, then that becomes the exact opposite. So which can never be dirt like, or which is the purest, spotless Purana. And Sukadeva Goswami is mentioning it in the first canto, Amala Purana. So similarly, his name is Achyuta, whose words can never be taken in a wrong way. Now Krishna is mentioning the right thing here. While you're observing fast, you should not go in front of Varuna Dev. So they are just following whatever Krishna is saying, because his words can never be wrong. And a practical example of that is Bhagavad Gita. One time, there was this person. He asked Srila Prabhupada, why you're always quoting from Bhagavad Gita, right? And Prabhupada said, so what do I quote from? Local newspaper? Which changes every single day? Like how there was this thing. So somebody asked Mohan Rupa Prabhu, you're selling Bhagavad Gita on streets. So what should I sell? Peanuts? Newspaper? What should I sell? Right? He said, oh no, you are bringing Krishna. Bhagavad Gita is Krishna himself. Now this person knows the philosophy. Bhagavad Gita is Krishna himself, yes. He's saying you are taking Krishna onto the road. He said, because you are not coming to the temple, Krishna has to come to the road to see you, to take care of you. So similarly, Prabhupada said, Bhagavad Gita is the word of Krishna. And this person, he said, oh, I do not believe in it. Prabhupada said, read it. Why don't? Oh, no, I cannot believe in it. Oh, why is that? Why so? I cannot trust, what do we say, Andhavishwas?
Superstitious.
Yeah, I cannot trust. This is blind faith. I cannot trust blindly. Prabhupada said, then you can not also reject blindly. If you cannot accept blindly, you should also not reject blindly. Read and tell what is wrong. What is mentioned wrong over here? People, sometimes they say that Krishna, they don't see Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They see Krishna as an ordinary human being. And they always keep on pointing out this point. Krishna stole the clothes of gopis. Well, in the same scripture, it is mentioned that Krishna gave, infinite amount of clothes to some other gopi as well. Who was that? Draupadi. They're not talking about that. It is, I forgot what was the exact wording, Sanskrit wording, but it was Ardha cooked, kukut, something like that. Ardha kukut. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is said there was this man who had this kukut. Kukut means, what do we call that animal? Hen. Right? Hen gives egg. Obviously. Now he used to, hen gives eggs. Now he'll sell eggs every single day. But then he observed that, the front part of this hen is not needed. Right? I should cut it because it's always asking for food, it's always eating, it's always taking something from me. And the lower part of hen is always giving me egg, and I can sell those eggs or I can eat them by my own self and get something. What this man did, he cut the hen in half. obviously what will happen? Die. The hen will die. Right or no? Jeeva jago. Right or no?
Yes.
So hen died. Now he doesn't have to feed the hen now, which is a good part, but he's also not getting the eggs for his survival. So this is Ardha Kukut thing. People only read half. We say little knowledge is dangerous. Read the full thing. You'll know. And that's why Prabhupada has recommended again and again. Don't just dive straight into Leelas. People specifically go into this Leela or the Leela of the Leelas where Krishna is dancing with gopis, Rasa dance. Prabhupada said, first be good in philosophy. Doesn't mean that we should not read these pastimes. We should read. But we should start from the whole Bhagavatam. Prabhupada gave us this book. The first book which was ever distributed in ISKCON was Krishna book. What is it? All the stories of Krishna. It also has this stories. It also has that stories. It also has all the stories. So if this was not, we are not supposed to read some pastimes, why would Prabhupada write it? Or why would Sukadeva Goswami write it? Gopis never saw Krishna in a way that he's doing something wrong. Sukadeva Goswami, Sutta Goswami, they never saw Krishna that they are doing wrong. Vyasadeva or even Srila Prabhupada, they never saw Krishna that he's doing something wrong. But the stupid people of this world, Prabhupada said, the poor people with poor fund of knowledge, he repeats this word a lot. They judge Krishna without knowing that he is the supreme proprietor of everyone. Lord sometimes does specific type of leelas so that people may think that is he actually a god or not. One really good example is Lord Ram. When Mother Sita was kidnapped, or I'll say by Ravana. Ravana, by the way, he kidnapped Mother Sita for one reason. Just to check that if Lord Ram he's Lord or not. Because if he's Lord, then he cannot kill him. Why? Because he has this boon that he should only be killed by a human being. So he just wanted to check. If he's Lord, let me kidnap Sita. If he's looking for Sita, then he's a human being. If he's not looking for Sita, he'll already know he's Lord, right? Prabhupada has mentioned, Lord Ram, if he wanted, he could even have disobeyed Brahma's boon. But just because he takes the words of his devotee so seriously, he did all this Leela. That, okay, he never wanted. Well, that's a different thing, that this is also part of his Leela. He wanted this to happen in this way. But he came as a human. And it is mentioned in Ramayana, when Mother Sita was kidnapped, Lord Ram is looking for her everywhere, crying. He'll ask trees, have you seen Sita? And then because of the wind, the trees will shake. And then he'll get, oh, they are saying no. And then he'll cry more. And then Lord Shiva, sitting at the Kailash, in his Nitya Leela, in his Antarang Leela, he's looking at Lord Ram's pastime. And he also has water and tears in his eyes. And he says, Jai Sachinanda Bhagavan. And then, sorry, not Jai Sachinandan, Jai Satchidanand Bhagavan. And now, Mother Parvati is asking, who are you meditating upon? Lord Shiva said, oh, Lord Ram is my Lord. He's the soul and heart of myself. Like, I love him. I keep on meditating upon him. He's my heart and soul and all this stuff. Now, Mother Sati is thinking, this king? You are Lord Shiva and this is this king? And then Lord Shiva, he noticed. She was just thinking this and Lord Shiva noticed. He said, don't think of him as an ordinary king. He's that supreme personality of Godhead who appeared only for his devotees. Mother Sati was still not satisfied. So Lord Shiva said, I see you are still not satisfied. And he said that as a woman, you have all the right to doubt. Because we see that after marriage, some women, they keep on doubting your husband. Where were you? Why did you came late in the night? And all that stuff. So yeah, Lord Shiva said, this is in your nature. You doubt your husband, you'll also doubt the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But if you're still not satisfied, go and check, test him. Now, Mother Sati, she was so curious. We have 4 types of devotees who approach Lord. Who are these? Artho, Artharthi, Jnani, and Jeeva Jago, Jeeva Jago. Bolo Prabhus. Okay, one by one. Let's start. Anyone? Distressed, yes. Second one? Curious.
In search of knowledge.
In search of knowledge. Jnani. Yes. So, where was I? Why was I saying it again? Yeah, so she was super curious. So she approached Lord. She was that curious that she even forgot to ask Lord Shiva, what should be the way to test? So what she thought is, okay, this guy, this king, he's crying for his wife. If I go as her wife in front of him, he'll obviously, he'll obviously ask me that, oh, where were you? And he'll accept me that, and he'll say, he'll become happy, he'll stop crying. So what she did the same. She went down and she took where Lord Ram was looking for Mother Sita. She went there and took the form of Sita Devi. Sati is Mahamaya, right? She can take anybody's form. She's Katyayani herself, who the gopis are worshipping. So she went in front of Lord Ram, and then first Lakshmana saw her. And Lakshmana got to know that, okay, she is Lord Shiva's wife. Even Lakshmana can understand what to talk about Lord Ram. But he never said anything to Lord Ram. He was just thinking, why she's in Sita's form? And then as soon as Lord Ram saw her, he bowed down to her first. He paid obeisances. Because again, he's doing his Leela as a Manushya, as a human. So he bowed down and he said, O Jagadamba, O Kalika, O Katyayani, please accept my obeisances. It's strange for me to see you without your husband. Where is he? Now, obviously, if a chaste woman who is always with her husband, you see her alone, that too in the forest, you'll be curious, oh, is everything okay? Are you good, right? So then he asked, where is your husband? Where's Lord Shiva? And now, Devi Sati, she realized that, okay, yeah, this is the Supreme Personality of God. Now she's embarrassed. She don't know what to do. So she came in her original form and she said, please forgive me. I wanted to check your true identity. Are you actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead or not? Because Krishna is the best of the actors. He can be in our drama crew. Yeah, Maharaj can lead it. But he's the best of the actors. And the director as well. He'll direct everything. So it's so hard to see if it is actually in Leela. It's so hard to predict that if it's actually Krishna or not, if it's actually Lord Rama or not, or just a normal human being. So then what she did, she went back to Lord Shiva. And now Lord Shiva was meditating. He was like, you test her. And she was like, you come with me as well. No. So Lord Shiva was like, no, I'll sit by this Bargat tree. So she said, Lord Ram, the same thing. He's chanting. Because Lord Shiva was actually chanting. So she said, he's chanting, he's by that Bargat tree or Kadamba tree, either one of them. And he's chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So as soon as she reached Lord Shiva, she said, Lord Shiva opened his eyes and he said, tell me everything. Because the devotees of Lord, they are always wanting to hear about Lord, always wanted to chant the holy name of Lord, always want to sing the glories of the Supreme Lord. So he said, tell me every single thing, what you did, how you tested Lord Rama, and how was his form? Because he was only watching it in the Leela. Now why Lord Shiva never went? Because if Lord Shiva will go there and see Lord Ram, then everyone will know that he's the Lord. All the news channels will start broadcasting. Lord Shiva himself came to get the darshans of Ram. Right? He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For more information, keep on watching Aaj Tak or ABP News. So just that, so that Lord Ram can have his secret identity, Lord Shiva never went. And even Mother Sati, she went in a disguise form as Sita. And that was also in the jungle, so nobody saw her. Now, he's asking, and Lord Sati said, no, Swami, like Lord Shiva, his words are also true. His words are also never fallible. So he said, because you were saying he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I understood it, right? I'm not like normal wives who'll doubt on your words. I trust you. I never tested Lord Ram. I believe he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, then Lord Shiva said, okay, Devi, then let's go back to Kailash. And then he went to Kailash and sat there, started meditating. And now he's watching the next Leela, continuing the part of Leela. And he actually saw the same pastime. First of all, in the very beginning, he was not very happy with Mother Sati to take the form of Mother Sita. Because, again, test has its different standards as well, right? But after everything was done, he just said, I bow down to that Yog Maya potency of the Lord, who made the Jagadamba, Jagadishwari, say lie to her own husband. And Mother Sati, she's a chaste woman, she had never told lie. And he was saying, I bow down to that Yog Maya potency of the Lord, who can bewilder even the greatest of greatest. Right? Gopis are worshipping who? Katyayani. Who can even bewilder Katyayani. That is Yog Maya potency. So Lord Shiva said this. Again, the main point here is Lord Krishna's words are never fallible. So gopis heard it and they surrendered it. A lot of time we might see, because of our conditioning, because I personally believe not a lot of us are here under Yog Maya. If you are under Yog Maya, that's great. But if most of us are under Mahamaya, and because of our conditioning, because of our desire to lord it over the material nature, we see Krishna sometimes doing some pastimes in a really different way. That's why it is really important to study Srimad Bhagavatam in the presence of a sadhu or Mahabhagavata. Prabhupada mentions there are two types of Bhagavata, the book Bhagavata and the sadhu Bhagavata. There's no difference. No difference. The sadhu Bhagavata, the person who is Mahabhagavata, who is Bhagavata, he'll say the same thing which is written in Srimad Bhagavatam. And the book Bhagavatam, it has everything which is written, which is spoken by the person Bhagavata. But the person Bhagavata is better. Why? Because book Bhagavata, you still have to go and figure out where the stuff is. Person Bhagavata will understand your position and talk from the specific point. Again, Jividaya Prabhu the other day was mentioning Labha Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarvasha Sthirikaya. Right? Just by what was the time of Labha, Prabhu? When you were mentioning Labha Matra? 1/12 of a second. You can get Sarva Shastirikaya, you can get all siddhis. But that's not the goal of devotees. The goal of devotee is Krishna Prema. The goal of our sadhana is Krishna Prema. We don't only want Krishna. Even Duryodhana saw Krishna, right? He also saw the universal form. But after watching that, he was done. He was scared. But then again, look, Krishna by his Yogamaya, he made him bewildered and he forgot about it. But the main point is that our goal is Krishna Prema, so that we can see the same thing happening. Because Duryodhana is also watching Krishna, Arjuna is also watching Krishna. right? And there, Kansa is also watching Krishna. But our acharyas, we have wonderful acharyas. Sridhar Goswami, Baldev Vidyabhushan, Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, Rupa Goswami, all these Shad Goswami, Narottam Das Thakur, right? And many different acharya. They have written their commentaries, they have read multiple commentaries. If you see, they are able to describe every single portion of Krishna. Like we have this wonderful verse, Varaha Pida Natvar Bapu Karaneo Karnikaram. Do not sleep. So they are mentioning about Krishna, every single detail. They even know what the gopis are thinking. And it's not like they're mentally concocting it. They're watching this Leela. Gaurarti, you sing every single day. What's the last night? Bhakti Vinod Dekhe Gaurara Sampad. He's not saying he's mentally concocting. He's watching Gaurara Sampad. They are watching the Leela. They're getting to understand it more. We should read Bhagavatam as much as we can. Bhagavatam is again literally incarnation of Krishna. Right? There's nothing wrong. Sometimes we say, okay, only read certain chapters. You start from first canto, read everything. And the more you read, the more you'll start getting it. The more you start loving Krishna, the more he'll start reciprocating with it. There's a verse as well. According to your level of surrender, I reciprocate with you. Which verse is that? I honestly do not know this verse. Anybody? Now I miss Mona and Dina Tarini. But Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, according to your level of surrender, he reciprocates. So it's not like somebody is doing a lot of tapasya and somebody is doing just bare minimum and they are both getting the same fruit. Would you call that discrimination? No, well, that's the examination, right? Somebody is getting higher marks because he studied more, right? So similarly, Bhagavatam, the more you study, probably the first time you won't be able to understand anything, but the more you surrender, the more it shows up. It reciprocates according to your level of surrender. Yes. And with that said, I just realized it's 8:27, so I'll end it up here. Thank you so much. And Hare Krishna. Yeah, this is the word. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pratha. Yeah. So any questions, realizations, corrections? Okay, great. Thank you. I've heard this class from His Holiness Radha Govind Swami Maharaj. And also, I went to some of the purports of Prabhupada. So, yeah, I'll give the whole credit to them. I just copy-pasted it.